And then they submit this one. And look who it is. It's a judge. Oh, no. Among other things, he admitted that he destroyed the cell phone that belonged to Ortega by smashing it with a hammer, and he discarded the remaining pieces in the city trash dumpster 5 weeks ago. He admits the whole crime. A judge criminally charged in his role in aiding and abetting and obstructing evidence that was being sought by the U.S. federal government. You see this photograph right here on the left side of your screen is the picture of former magistrate judge Joel Cano and his wife, Nancy, busted. As you can see, the charges have been released, and we'll go through them in great detail, including what's happening in this case of the United States versus Cano. The feds came in, busted the judge, and he got charged. But this is a new case, April 25th, 2025. Question is, how did this judge even get involved in a gang-related offense, and why is he obstructing evidence related to a federal investigation? You see, here's the criminal complaint against the judge, Judge Joel Cano. There are more details on this. It says tampering with evidence. Judge, you can't do that, man. And you see, it was on about the dates of March 9th or through March 23rd in the county of Santa Ana in New Mexico. So you're asking yourselves, well, what was going on March 9th or a couple weeks in that span from the 9th to the 23rd? Well, there's a lot going on. So the backstory actually starts with this dude. And this guy's name is called, according to the case document, because he was charged, Ortega Lopez. And here is what happened with him. So this is the criminal complaint that you can see was filed back on March 3rd, which is the range in the dates that those judge was tampering with evidence, obstructing evidence. So what happened was the United States District Court originally was just coming after this dude. Like, the judge is not involved at all, so far as we can know or tell. So he gets charged, and what they find for us is they say, well, on or about the dates, I swear, they were charging this guy with being an unlawful, illegal alien, unlawfully in the United States, charged with possession of a firearm, right? Because he was posting photos all over the interwebs that looked like this with him with firearms. Can't be an illegal alien in the country and be running around with guns. So what happened was, what we see is he got charged with the crime. So the Homeland Security Division of Investigations, this guy called O'Briano, special agent with the new Homeland, getting things done, submitted this and said, all right, listen, on January 2025, Homeland Security Investigations Las Cruces initiated an investigation into Christian Ortega, the dude you just saw, following the receipt of anonymous tip submitted on the HSI tip line. Somebody called this one in. The tip alleged that Christian Ortega, an illegal alien from Venezuela and a suspected member of a criminal gang, was residing with other illegal aliens in the United States unlawfully at the address located in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and he was in possession of firearms. Now, based on the findings of this investigation, it was determined that Christian Ortega did unlawfully enter the United States December 15, 2023, when they were raiding the country thanks to Joe. So due to overcrowding, Ortega was released pending removal proceedings on or about December 18th. Oh, you came in, wow, we're too over full because those dang Republicans haven't helped us pass legislation to control the border, right? Remember that whole fake line? On April 24th, Christian Ortega filed a request for immigration relief. Got a lawyer, probably, from one of those organizations, which will be considered by an immigration judge as part of his removal proceedings. It's separate, right? So criminal court's different than immigration courts. Now, as of present, Ortega remains subject pending to removal proceedings. According to his biographic data, he lives in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Now, he was observed on his social media accounts, this is Homeland Security reporting, in possession of firearms. This is, in his case, criminal charges against him before the judge is even involved. Specifically on December 30th, 2024, Ortega uploaded a collection of photographs and videos on his personal Facebook account featuring him and other Venezuelan illegal aliens, like a party at what appears to be a shooting range in Las Cruces, probably practicing their gangbanging out there, in New Mexico, in possession of firearms and a large amount of handgun ammunition and rifle ammunition. Now, the images and videos listed below, posted by Christian Ortega, were retrieved from his personal Facebook account. In one image, Ortega posted on Facebook, he's observed holding a dark-colored AR-15 style rifle in one hand and a black semi-automatic handgun in the other hand. A second image of Ortega, published on his Facebook, contained a photo showing a hand holding miscellaneous caliber ammunition and what appears to be larger amounts of the same type of ammunition in open containers in the background. In an additional photo posted on his Facebook, Ortega is observed holding a black semi-automatic semi-automatic handgun, which appears to be identified as a 6-hour P365 handgun, while Efren Montilla Castillo, also identified as an illegal alien. It's weird. Don't they know it's illegal to have guns if you're not a U.S. citizen? Don't they know? Unbelievable. Is holding another semi-automatic handgun with an optic in his hand. Now, the individual faces are not visible in the photograph, but they've identified by both of their visible hand tattoos the watches have worn in other photos, right? So you can identify them. Now, on the same date at the shooting range, a video posted by Ortega on his personal Facebook account shows him shooting an AR-15 style rifle with a suppressor. Democrats would call that an assault rifle if it was Republican, but it's not. It's an illegal, alleged Venezuelan gangbanger. The AR-15 style rifle was confirmed to be a firearm with some type of attached suppressor based on the video. Now, the video depicts Ortega discharging the AR-15 style rifle in the beginning, followed by the replacement of the magazine with a new one, like training or something maybe. After which he proceeds to continue firing the weapon with a silenced report clearly audible from the shot. A projectile can be observed and heard striking the metal silhouette targets down the range. Oh, okay, so he actually fired the gun. Got it. Ortega has been positively identified in the video based on his distinctive tattoos, including tattoos on his left hand, left arm, which are visible in the video. Now, upon further investigation of Ortega's social media accounts, agents identified videos and photos on his personal social media accounts and the other illegal aliens with him at the aforementioned address that displayed clear indicators of Tren de Aragua, a transnational criminal organization and designated foreign terrorist organization from Venezuela, saying observations on Ortega and the illegal aliens he resided with included tattoos, clothing, apparel, displaying hand gestures commonly associated with TDA. These visual indicators, widely recognized as symbols of TDA consistent with existing intelligence, provide strong evidence of his potential connection to TDA. So then, on February 28th, 2025, a post-Miranda interview, so after this dude has been picked up, Ortega advised that in or around December 2023, he illegally entered the United States. Oh, you're kidding. From Mexico, climbing over a barbed wire fence in Texas. It's like, no problem. He's like, no, I just like stepped over it. What do you mean? It's like on the ground. Joe Biden took it down. He eventually began living at a residence in Las Cruces, New Mexico. While living at the residence, he was introduced to an acquaintance who possessed a large number of firearms. Who is this person? Ortega advised that the acquaintance allowed him to hold and to sometimes shoot those firearms. 4 firearms that had been seized from the acquaintance's residence on February 28th, following the execution of a search warrant, were displayed in front of Ortega. Oh, you had guns from someone? Yeah. Was it this guy? Yeah. Was it these guns? Yeah. Did you touch those? Yeah. You recognize these? Yeah. How about this one? Yep. That one, that one, that one. Yep. All 4. Got him. Oh, great. Thanks for admitting all that to us. He was also shown various photographs of him holding and shooting firearms. Is this you? Yes. Is this you? Yes. How about this one? Yes, that's me. Oh, great. He confirmed that 3 of the firearms in front of him were the same ones depicted in the photographs. He's like just admitting everything on camera. Specifically, Giselle's SD 5.56 rifle, a 6-hour, and a Volquartsen VT 22 caliber rifle. Ortega admitted, you shot that one too? Yeah. Oh, that one? How about this one? Did you like it? Yeah. Did you know it was illegal to shoot those guns? Yes, I did. He admitted that he knew it was illegal for him to possess firearms. You know, you can't touch those, right? Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, well, cut and dry case here. All right, so special agents with ATF were contacted and advised that the 6-hour firearms are not manufactured in the state of New Mexico. And therefore would have traveled in and affected interstate commerce. Feds. Similarly, the ATF special agents further advised that components making up ammunition, gunpowder, and more are not commercially manufactured in the state of New Mexico. So those were coming across in interstate commerce too. So we got jurisdiction over this. So based on the information above, Homeland says it's our case now. Eurofiant Homeland Brianna believes that on or about December 30th, Ortega, an illegal alien, illegally or unlawfully in the United States, unlawfully possessed a firearm and ammunition that had moved or affected interstate commerce in violation of the law. This violation is believed to have occurred in New Mexico. And because this affidavit is submitted for the purpose of establishing probable cause as set forth herein, I have not included everything that's needed, but this is what we need for charges. Signed by Brianna and by Damian L. Martinez, U.S. Magistrate Judge, all signing off on this. Now, here's some of the photos that they submitted and shared, right? That's the same one that we saw from the Gateway Pundit. So he's out there. Man, he's double fisting on that one, right? Yeah, got one there, got one over there. Posted that on social media. I'm just curious. And then we had another one over here. Oh, Christian Ortega right there. Busted. Man, look at all that back there, man. They were going out for fun. Here's another photograph, and you can see their guns, or their watches are there rather. And then, of course, what we have, I think their makeup artist tattoos on their hands, or whatever they were sharing there with their hands, since they're makeup artists from San Francisco, or whatever they keep telling us. Just here to make America more fabulous again. All right, got it. So that happened. Here's another exhibit. They played this video for Ortega, and he's like, yep, that's me. Pretty good shot, huh? They're like, yeah, you're doing great. You're doing it. That's you, right? Okay, good shooting over there. Which one was your favorite? I'd love to listen to this conversation. Which one of these was your favorite? He's like, oh, I like this one, the big one. My favorite. I like that one the most. Okay, got it. So charge photos, right? Now, that's just where this case started. So the judge then gets this filing. You see this one on 3/13. So he gets arrested. He's still in custody. He got charged. We just read the complaint, which was filed on the 3rd. We fast forward. Public defender comes in on the 13th, 10 days later, and submits this. Says, okay, judge, listen. This dude's great, man. Ortega Lopez, he's like, awesome. So Chaz Rottenberg, the public defender, comes in. He's doing his job. He's like, here, judge, read all this stuff. I got all this stuff. Letters of support for Ortega, and they use the first name. We'll use the last name. From Las Cruces residents who are neighbors to Ortega. So he gets all these letters, like we call them mitigation letters or community letters, family letters, and more. Check this. Photos and screenshots in order of Ortega in glasses, whatever that matters, of him installing windows at the home of Nancy and Joel Cano. That's the judge, okay? So they're like, if you're a prosecutor and you just get this, you're going, what? Okay, fine, a mitigation, no problem, whatever. You get this, okay, he's in glasses, what do I care? He's installing windows at the home of Nancy and Joel Cano? Who the hell's that, right? These are federal prosecutors, U.S. attorney. Who's that? The completed installed window at the judge's house, photos of Ortega with the Cano family in their home going out to eat, and screenshots of Ortega in the Cano residence on Christmas Eve opening Christmas gifts. So like the whole paragraph is like, I know a judge, right? It's like standard mitigation. He's like fingering the judge. It's like, no, I know a judge. Like a judge knows me. A judge like loves me. I go over for Christmas Eve. We install windows for the dude. He's like, look, and the judge is like, what the hell, bro? What are you talking about? So then they also submit to the judge, right? Notice of documents for the court's consideration. Please look at this because he's a really good dude. Says Christian's application to change venue for his immigration hearing from Denver to Colorado also submitted. Order of an immigration judge granting Ortega a change of venue and notice for a biometric services appointment for asylum and withholding of removal. We spent a lot of time on withholding of removal. I'm sure he's in danger from somebody somewhere. Got it. So signed by the public defender. Now then you go through this, right? And this is the mitigation packet that they sent into the court. They sent this in to the judge. Okay, so judge, listen. And of course the prosecutors are going to get copied on this. So they send all this in and everybody wrote this dude notes. So somebody called Beverly sent this in. I love Ortega. Hi, this is a quick note to vouch for Ortega, who I met through Nancy Cano, right? That's the judge's wife. Says HL's soft-spoken and courteous young man who continue his legal process towards citizenship. You couldn't ask for a better candidate. He's a good kid with good intentions, right? I wonder if Beverly looks like a nice person. Look at this nice note with a little beautiful starfish. Beverly, you're such a sweetheart. What is that? Your name and a little personal note. Thank you for doing that. A little Finding Nemo down here. How adorable. She's like, he's a nice kid. Whatever. Yeah, came over, cleaned the windows up. So here's another one. Came in somebody named Karen, I think, sent in another letter to whom it may concern. I have known the Cano fam, the judges. So this is kind of strange now. So watch this. As you go through this, but the letters came in also from the family. Clarissa Nanawa Cano. So somebody's married to somebody in the Cano family who submitted a letter. We've also got another Nanawa, someone who can do the family tree on that. Another Nanawa's there, and then another Jeremy Cano. Okay, so that's like more people of the family. So this dude's not just connected to the judge. This dude is connected to the family, right? Like the family of the judge is also sending letters in on behalf. So let's just back up a little bit, right? So this person is saying, if you're writing about Christian Lopez Ortega, why are you saying I've known the Cano for years? They're a lifelong, respectful family of the community. I've come to know Ortega and several sessions at the Cano family events. I found him to be hardworking, friendly, polite young man. Ortega has been to our home, various jobs, warm ethics, all the things, and country of origin. Note, I am a 78-year-old wife and mom with 2 grown sons. I've had 7 jobs and giving me an opportunity to work with a large number of individuals, primarily men. Now, we also had this one from George, retired sanitary engineer. My wife and I have been spending our winters in Las Cruces. The last 5, we've rented homes from Nancy Cano and have come to know the Cano family. So again, it's weird. Like these are letters for Ortega, but they're all kind of coming through the Cano family. Isn't that weird? Last fall, we met Ortega. So the Cano family's like, hey, did you remember that guy who came over that one time? They're like, what? Like that one dude. All right. So they write a letter at the Cano family Thanksgiving and this winter when he helped remove the leaves from our yard. Remember that guy who came and did your yard? Like, no. Like, well, he needs your write a letter. Okay. He was always respectful, kind, hardworking, and old school polite. That's good. He's difficult to imagine how physically hard it was for him to reach the United States. Not that hard. He just walked over some barbed wire in Texas. This speaks well for him and his character and the family who raised him. That's a good argument. I like it, actually. You know, it's almost like Hunger Games. It's like, man, you got to work really hard to get in here. If you get in here, you can stay. You can make it. But it wasn't that hard for him to get here physically. He just walked across the border because Joe Biden didn't enforce anything. So he's exactly the kind of person we should welcome into the United States. All right, that's from George, sanitary engineer, Department of Natural Resources. We also then saw this one from Rose Marie. Let's see if this is coming through the Canos. Christian has good manners, greets people well. He came several times to work at my ranch. Good work ethic, gave me a hug, told me muchas gracias, abuelita. Wow, that's cool. He said that he would be happy to return to help me. So she appreciates him. He's a good, honest young man. Like, this is good work, right? This is good. You want to see this. Like, the legal work to generate all this is good. You're going out, just drag these out. And even if you're charged with a crime, right, it's good to go get these. Hey, this guy's going through this. He's doing this, works hard, great community. This is not anything that, you know, is ordinary in his behavior, blah, blah, blah. So same thing is coming here. My family and I met Christian over a year ago by way of Nancy and Joel Cano, the judges. We're not even at the judge's case yet. Says he introduced himself. Over the past year, Christian has been tremendous help to me and my family spread across 3 states. I'm traveling constantly. He makes sure the lawn is mowed, manicured, sprinkler system, security system. Very helpful with our car rental business, receiving, dealing with customers, full access to our garage. He's trustworthy, honest, always been a pleasure to be around. He himself been available for day and night, blah, blah, blah. Understanding young man, good manners. Right, very nice note. Again, President, Finn M Consulting, Mercedes Roybal. So I don't know if she's realizing she's, you know, writing a letter to get involved in a criminal prosecution of a judge that becomes a national story. Like, yeah, sure, I'll write him a letter. Yeah, what, he's had his immigration problem? Sure, he does a great job with the yard. I hate to have him go. It's a national story. Oh, the judge got arrested. Oh, great. She's like, oh, great. That's great for me. Can't wait to be read on live streams all over the internet. Says, okay, here's another one. Filiberto Castorina sent another one in. Let's see if this one came through Cano. Professional senior resident engineer says, all right, look, yeah, lots of work. Christian, outstanding person of moral character. We asked Christian Ortega to house sit outside of my wife. Nobody's helped as much as Ortega. Strong work ethic, given his outstanding character. He's got all my qualities. Like, this is good work for on their behalf. My name is Sonia Bailey. I'm a longtime resident of Las Cruces. Character reference for Ortega. Became acquainted with him from Nancy Cano. Again, she's like going hard. They're going hard for this dude. So, you know, they must have a lot of like love for this guy or something else is going on, but it's a lot. Each time I would visit the Cano residence, I would see Christian always greeted politely with a handshake. Each time I would visit with the judge, I would see Christian Ortega and was always greeted politely with a handshake. So he was like over there all the time. I observed this young man behaving respectfully and courteous of Nancy's home, always cleaning up after making his meals, helping her around the home. So he's like living with them. Christian even volunteered to help Nancy's husband, Joel, the judge, with a project at my home that I couldn't do myself. I found Christian, so he was like living with them. Yeah, he can come help you with that, like in-house labor. Joyful and sincere during our encounters. I always felt positive about him. Here's another one. This is lifelong resident Clarissa Nanawa Cano. Says, writing to endorse Ortega. I first came to know him 9 months ago. Young man who resided at the home of my in-laws, resided at the Canos, whose personality seamlessly catapulted their integration in the day-to-day life of their new home and almost instantly became like family. From barbecues, family birthday celebrations, even a lovely Christmas in 2024, we had opportunities to learn more and get to know this young man. In the time I've known him, he has shown hard work ethic and kindness and blah, blah, okay, got it. So then this one from another Nanawa. So the wife wrote one. So the other dude, Enrique, someone else writes one, says, hey, we met this dude on July 4th, partying on the 4th for my grandson's birthday at our home. He was a guest of the Cano family and was included in the invitation. We found him to be very cordial, helpful. He immediately volunteered to cook hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids. Wild. He enjoyed July 4th festivities as well. He's assimilating to the culture of the U.S. very well. All these people with their like slave labor, like love this dude. So then they got another one. He immediately volunteered to cook hot dogs. Jeremy says, my name's Jeremy. I'm writing this for Ortega. I've had the privilege of knowing him for 10 months. He's been residing at my parents' house for the duration of the time I've known him. Jeremy's the son. My observations of Ortega, he's kind, hardworking, trustworthy young man. Shown this behavior every single time I've encountered him. He's always willing to lend a helping hand to my parents, my grandmother, anyone who needs it. His character has always been warm, genuine to my family, including my elementary age children. Any reservation I had from him when he was a total stranger is now gone because of how he carries himself. He genuinely feels like a part of the family. Maybe that's why they just love this dude. He's part of the family. And I hope this court considers that judgment. Here's another one. Exceedingly grateful. Who wrote this? Robbie Davis. I thank you for allowing me to share my experience. He works hard. Another one. Christian Ortega came to live with me. Oh, this is from Nancy Cano. Says, Ortega came to live in my studio behind my home 11 months ago. From the wife. Upon meeting him, I knew and felt he could be trusted. While living in the studio, he was so respectful and helpful. He always greeted you with a smile and a small hug. Immediately, I helped him find different yard work jobs. Some people would pick him up. At many times I took him to the job. He was extremely hard worker. Each job he got to, I was told he did an excellent job. No one was ever disappointed. I started to receive more requests to return him or more referrals for jobs. Interesting. On 5 different occasions, he went through Border Patrol checkpoints with no problems. Now, I took him in as my own son, says Nancy. I wanted him to go through the proper procedure to remain in the U.S., so I assisted him and took him to El Paso for biometrics. That was completed on April 24th. He received the change of location for his court hearing since it was scheduled. Now it is in El Paso. He's a fine, hardworking young man, lots of hopes for his future. He only wanted a better life and to come back. So please consider his future and give him a chance. All right, so that goes in. Now you see more. Adela Rodriguez, we got Exhibit 2. They sent all of this stuff in, right? So they sent some photos. This is the defense attorney sending this into the court saying, look, here he is in glasses. Look, he drinks coffee just like you, Judge. He kind of looks like an American. So just even say he put him in Starbucks. No one would even know. So no big deal. So here's him installing windows at the judge's house. Wow, amazing. He's hardworking, building things. Here's another one. They look good. Although that gap there at the bottom looks like it needs to be adjusted a little bit. Maybe just adjust it on the hinges a little bit. Lower that down a little bit for the wind. Oh, and then they submit this one. And look who it is. It's a judge. Oh, no. Now they're hugging it up. And there's Nancy too. All of this, of course, in the public files. And this is another photo of this fella right here along with the judge. Isn't that nice? Now, I don't know who these other people are. I don't know if one of these is Jeremy or, the other families or whatever, but here they're having dinner. Okay. This is the defense attorney, right? He's submitting these for a reason. He's like, look, he's not murdering anybody. They're having Christmas dinner. The judge might even be taking the picture. This is probably the judge's plate right here. He's up taking the picture, right? He's hanging out. He's not murdering anybody or doing fentanyl. Look, they're not even snorting crack. Okay. So don't deport this dude. This defense attorney's just trying to help. They got him Christmas presents, man. Look. Wow. So all of this, right? This is being submitted. There's a beer there, but probably non-alcoholic. So he's not even drinking it. So don't worry about it. We got other exhibits saying, look, right? He is going through the immigration process as well. They're like, Trump's coming in. We better get this going. So they show up. We got to do something. So then they show up. They say, look, he's doing immigration stuff. He's got hearings and more, and leave us alone. Okay. All of this is, again, from the defense. It's like a mitigation packet saying, look, he's got change of venue, all this stuff, and he's a real good dude. Exhibit 5, more immigration stuff, and the list goes on. All right. So they send that in. Now they just literally fingered the judge. They're like, look, judge's entire family wrote stuff, and we got photos with the judge. So the judge is looking at this. The judge is going to buy this, as we're going to see in a minute. The judge actually buys it. He's like, I know this dude, right? The judge who's hearing the case against him, it was effective, as we'll find out, in persuading the judge who's now handling this case. Like, I know this dude. Like, we went golfing together or whatever. Like, they're like BFFs. But it is at the expense of the judge, because now he's a part of the investigation. So it's not good for the judge. The judge's like, oh, crap. So, of course, the judge resigned basically immediately. This is what his letter was. As soon as he got wind of this, that other dude was getting arrested and charged on March 3rd, right, when the arrest was, he's like, I'm out of here. So he sent this letter in resigning. So to the chief judge from Judge Kano, the dude who is hugging the other dude, says, greeting, everyone. This letter is to inform you all of my intended resignation from the court as the judge in Division 6. My very last day at work will be on Friday, March 21st, at which time I will have resigned my office. Trying to run. Now, working with each of you has been a very rewarding experience for which I will remain eternally grateful. And all the best to every one of you. I wish all of you a happy retirement once you are ready yourself. Warmest regards. So he's just going off into retirement. Yeah. Okay. Going into retirement. Okay. He resigned immediately. As soon as they came and raided the house, he's like, okay, that's my house. We're in big trouble. Then they really point out that strong relationship with the judge. Then we see they show up and arrest them. We've got an entry of appearance. So this guy's got an attorney now. The guy's name is William Lutz, the judge who got charged with the crime. The case, of course, is in the federal court, District of New Mexico. He's already hired an attorney. William Lutz, probably a friend who's been in his courtroom. Got him. He's going to come in and represent him. Now, the charges that we see occur from this time frame, March 9th to the 23rd, 2025, very recently. So after the raid, when they went and came and got Ortega. So this is what the criminal complaint looks like, again, from Brianna. Cleaning house over there, saying, all right, in January 2025, Homeland Security Investigations, Las Cruces, initiated an investigation into Ortega. We just went through that whole case. A tip alleged that Ortega, an illegal alien from Venezuela and a suspected member of a criminal gang, was residing with other illegal aliens in the United States at the judge's house, and that they were in possession of firearms. Nancy and Jose are the owners of the premises. Now, on February 28th, 2 residential federal search warrants were executed, one being on the premises in connection with Ortega. He was arrested arrested. He's currently charged with illegal alien in possession of a firearm. He's booked. He's got criminal proceedings. We just saw that. 4 firearms previously seen in his possession because he was showing them on social media were seized from the other residence that was also searched simultaneously. 3 of his, Ortega's, cell phones were seized. Now, additionally, they also, on February 28th, the day the search warrants were executed for Ortega and the day he was taken into custody, agents permitted Ortega to make a phone call before transporting him to the facility. Agents provided Ortega access to the mobile devices that he had been seized. Ortega stated that the phone containing the number he wished to call was not among the mobile devices available to him. He's got multiple cell phones. Based on the interaction, law enforcement formed the belief that one of his mobile devices may not have been recovered during the execution of the search warrant, not on the phone, saying the residential search warrants also authorized the forensic analysis of the cell phones that were seized. In addition, law enforcement asked Ortega for consent to search the cell phones that belonged to him. Ortega agreed and signed the consent form. They're like, this is easy. During the analysis of the phones belonging and utilized by Ortega, messages were obtained from at least one of his Facebook accounts. The messages reflect Ortega's Tren de Aragua affiliation and photos of Ortega in possession of firearms and ammunition, living with the judge. The deletion of these accounts would hinder the investigation and destroy evidence pertaining to Ortega's criminal case. Want to preserve that. On April 24th, then, Homeland agents executed a search warrant at the residence of Jose the judge and Nancy Cano, looking for what they believed to be Ortega's cell phone that was not recovered, and for Nancy Cano's cell phone. After being advised of his Miranda rights, the judge agreed to speak to the agents, which makes him the dumbest judge in America. He gets read his Miranda rights. He's like, sure, what do you guys want to talk about? I'm smarter than you because I'm a judge. Next paragraph. They're like, oh, you're dumb too. Okay. Well, during the interview, the judge admitted, among other things, don't talk if you're charged with a crime. And I'm not encouraging criminality, but this is what happens. Among other things, he admitted that he destroyed the cell phone that belonged to Ortega by smashing it with a hammer, and he discarded the remaining pieces in the city trash dumpster 5 weeks ago. He admits the whole crime. Incredible. It's not even like a little thing. He's like, well, you know, I thought he was like a good person and I had no idea. Like, white lies. Oh, what'd you do with the cell phone? Smashed it with a hammer and destroyed it. Threw it in a dumpster so you'll never find it. He's a judge. It's ridiculous. Specifically, the judge stated, like, no, he said explained everything. It's like when you watch those, crime shows, and like, that dude explained everything. Why did he do that? You're like, well, maybe he's psycho or something. You're just like, no, some people just talk. It's crazy. Jose Cano, the judge, stated that he destroyed the cell phone, further admitted he believed the cell phone contained photos or videos that would reflect negatively on that guy, okay, or on him. Through further questioning, agents ascertained that the judge destroyed the cell phone, believing it contained photograph of Ortega holding firearms that Ortega had uploaded onto social media, right? So that makes you the dumbest judge in the world. Well, there were photos on there, and I was afraid that they were also in the cloud, so I was going to destroy the phone. Do you think destroying the phone also removes them from Facebook, Judge? Do you think that? Which would be additionally incriminating evidence against him, right? So the judge is admitting to destroying the evidence. Now, because this affidavit is being submitted for the purpose of establishing probable cause, we believe this is enough. I've not included everything that we need here, but I make this affidavit with this knowledge. So the judge made an executive decision, destroyed the phone. I gotta believe he's not a total moron, and so he destroyed it with good reason. He's trying to cover something else up on there. Can't imagine he's dumb enough to think that destroying the phone is also going to destroy the photos on the social media platforms. Can't imagine he's that dumb. So he just made a judgment call and decided to destroy evidence. Now he's getting hit with obstruction and tampering with evidence charges, and maybe there is much more to come on this, but what was on that phone, we apparently shall never know. We know there'll be a detention hearing. He's going to try to get out of custody. The judge has already seen some benefits of being a judge, or at least in the Ortega case, they gave that guy the benefit. They were going to let him out. They're holding him in custody, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to this. I think the judge probably destroyed that phone not for Ortega's benefit. Like, if you come and got it, you're going to find out. Like, it's a gun situation, so the judge is going to fall on the sword for him and destroy evidence to protect him from gun charges. What was on that phone? Was it papusa making, or was it something more? Hopefully we find out. We'll be covering it. Thanks for subscribing and joining as we do.